Welcome back to Tirana, Albania. A little look back here at the start list of who's coming up. Chernyavska at 113 kilograms, the biggest of the women taking part, the Ukrainian up the top there. And we have all the way down to Kozenko at just over 75 kilograms and Oliveira also just over 75 kilograms. Obviously, they've decided to swap from the under 75s to the overs. As to be fair, this is probably a little bit softer. Now, here is Oliveira Juric of Bosnia-Herzegovina coming out for 82 kilograms as her opening attempt in the snatch. 3 attempts in the snatch, 3 in the clean and jerk. And we are going for medals in each of the disciplines at the European Championships, as well as the combined total. Alongside me, Colin Bryce, is Michaela Breeze. Michaela, 82 kilos as an opener, pretty light really for the super heavies.
Yeah, very light. Oliveira here has a personal best of 97. We are post-Olympic year, so there's usually slightly down on performances. That was very disappointing. You'd expect her to nail that quite comfortably. Just falls forwards onto her knees. Only part of the body allowed to touch the platform are the feet. So we've now got a lifter following herself. There's quite a step here between Oliveira and the rest of the competition.
Yeah, she's actually been suspended, I'm afraid, for illegal drug usage back in 2007. So this is her return to weightlifting. She was done just before the 2008 Olympics, and her personal best 97.120. So we're well down on that at the moment. 15 kilograms down on her personal best. Now she's following herself here, so she's got 2 minutes on the clock.
Although Oliveira here is competing in the women's supers, so the 75 plus category, you can see there body weight of just 75.97. She's obviously had to eat, drink to get herself into that category. She's quite naturally a 75 kilo lifter, but looking at the standard of the competition yesterday, she would have struggled to place top 10. So I think it's a sensible move for her to move up into the supers.
Yeah, with only 7 supers. One competitor down in the B group, the Estonian Podosu, who leads with a 78.103.
Well, that really was, dare I say, a relaxed performance there. Just sitting into what looked like quite a comfortable position. Let's have a look at the slow-mo replay. Here we can see, didn't really get her chest up from the start. Still appeared to be in a good squat position, but just let it drift forwards. Didn't really show much fight to try and keep that weight overhead. Well, if she'd have tried to stand straight out of that squat, she may have had a chance of running forwards to get her body back underneath it.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a big fight she put up there, just gave up on it. Well, very capable of doing this. She has one more attempt to do it. Again, following herself. The next entry is going to be Yvonne Krantz of Germany at 87. That's what we expect. And then Kozenko of Ukraine at 93, along with Magat of Hungary also on 93.
Coach just giving a few words of encouragement there. Whiff of the smell insults. No thank you, she says. One whiff's enough. That's going to burn the nostrils.
Yeah, he's obviously realising she needs to get fired up a bit here. A bit more fight in her belly as she goes out. This will not be a great return to the senior platform, having been 4 years out, if she goes and bombs here. So 82 kilograms, third and final attempt.
Slobodno do kraja to završi. Slobodno.
Well, that's a much better attempt. Really doesn't look like there's any effort in that.
Not at all. She's in the lead then. She's got ahead of the B group lifter, Podosu of Estonia. And we still have 5 competitors to join in this competition. And she will go forward to the clean and jerk with a total 82 kilograms she carries. Yvonne Kranz of Germany came 6th in the European Championships last year with a 96-120. So 88 should be a fairly comfortable opener. Her very best 102 in the snatch. She did that at the World Championships in 2010.
Aus den Beinen nehmen.
Very comfortable, very powerful in the legs, lifting well within herself today, as she said, just signalling to the coach there, nearly threw that overhead, managed to steady it. Well, you can see the smiles there, that's a sign of relief. Really full extension, so quick underneath the bar, almost too quick to be honest. I think she over snatched that. The weight was a little light for where she's at the moment. Too much effort meant she had to run forwards to steady herself.
Yeah, I think it was a really safe opener, wasn't it? Which kind of makes sense when you've only got 6 lifters in the A group here. And she's expected to be battling out for 4th, 5th maybe, having finished in 6th position last year at the European Championships. If she gets one safe one in, then it guarantees she'll go forward to the clean and jerk at least and get a total. And you can always spin a story afterwards, you know, even if there were only 7 lifters in the European Championships. Well, you came 5th, 6th. I mean, it's you know, this is, to be fair, a fairly weak category. In fact, dare I say it, the weakest category in terms of quality in the entire European Championships. But still, you can only beat who turns up on the day.
Absolutely, and if you look back over the categories that we've had through this European Championships, we've had lifters in the 58 kilo women's category and the 63 kilo category that could have come out here and nailed a gold medal in this group. So it's not just about personal best and what have you. As you said, it's who turns up on the day, and you never know what, for example, the Germans have set in terms of targets. There may be funding at stake for different positions finished, which will then catapult these lifters or shape their careers over the next cycle up to the next Olympic Games.
Absolutely. Yvonne Kranz lifting at 80 kilograms body weight. I mean, if she had to, she certainly could get down to the under 75s, but making the right choice here, going for the super heavies. Coming out with 92 kilograms as her second attempt.
A little shake of the head there. Why am I running forward, she says. Just needs to keep that bar on flat feet, but you can see the smile there. She knows she's fully in control. Nice to see the lifters relaxed. Sometimes, lifters will perform at their best when they're in this frame of mind. Great extension, just lets the bar bounce off her at the bottom. That's what sent her forwards.
So she has one more lift. But we're going to have the Hungarian coming out now. It'll be Christina Magat coming out at 93 kilograms for her opening attempt. At the Under-23 European Championships last year, she came 3rd. So stepping up to the European Championships this year.
Well, very comfortable lifting, opening an attempt there. Be pleased with that in the competition. You can see these girls, great flexibility to be able to sit into that deep squat position, body nice and straight, bar overhead, arms fully locked. Nothing wrong with that.
Again, with so few lifters in the category, I think we'll see all of them doing a pretty light opener. It would just make sense, doesn't it, to get one in?
Absolutely, and I'm just looking down the start list here. You've got Kozenko of the Ukraine, has a 93 kilo posted for her opener. I'm sure we'll see her increasing that slightly, but absolutely the right decision from the Ukrainian officials to up her into the super category. She wouldn't have stood a chance of a medal in the 75s that went yesterday, but today she really has got a fighting chance.
Yeah, possibly of the silver even. Now we have the pole coming out here. It's Sabina Baginska going for 94 kilograms on her first attempt. Body weight 102 kilograms.
Super, and as you alluded to, the relative lift to body weight ratio, just worth stressing that some of the girls that went earlier in the European Championships were snatching 1.5 times in excess of 1.5 times body weight. So just puts in perspective how good some of the girls were earlier in the week.
Yeah, and it's fairly common in the men's now to hit double body weight in snatch, which is a real landmark in a male lifter's life. Now Gana Kozenka going for 94 kilos, only just heavy enough to get into the supers. She's obviously gone up a weight.
Starting with her feet extremely close together. That for her is obviously the optimal position to get maximum leg drive. See her moving her feet out into a nice stable position overhead. Comes off looking very confident.
Well, we still have Chernyavska of Ukraine to join in. The two Ukrainians really are favourites for this category. Chernyavska really being the red-hot favourite here. Kozenko getting a fairly comfortable opener there. Chernyavska expected to come in at 105, but I imagine that may well come down. Why go in so much higher than all the others? Maybe come in at 100, get a safe one in.
You never know what the tactics are back in the warm-up room. I've got her down as a personal best in competition of 106, so she may have just put 105 to try and play mind games with her competitors. It's quite usual that we see that as well.
3 kilograms of increase for Krantz of Germany, final lift. 95 kilograms. It's worth noting Krantz body weight 80 kilograms, so well above her own body weight here.
Very similar to the first two attempts, just working hard to stabilise herself overhead. And that's a lifter coming back into some decent form.
Yeah, she's enjoyed that lift. Her personal best 101 kilograms, so down on that. I'm not sure there's too much more there. The technique just slipping up a little bit. Kristina Magat of Hungary coming out for 96 kilograms on her second attempt to put her into the lead. Just Chernyavska to join in here. Right now there's currently 3 lifters who all have attempts left, and then Chernyavska has all 3, so 4 in the competition.
Oh, a bit short on the extension, had to work hard to steady it. Not happy with herself there. Needs to go away now, refocus, try and put right what went wrong. But either way, it's a good lift.
It's better than she did at the under-23 European Championships. And it's not getting close to her personal best. 102 kilograms is her PB. She did that actually 3 seasons ago at the World Championships. Came 18th there. So obviously had a couple of bad years of training. You don't always improve every year, year in, year out. It can be pretty demoralising when you have a couple of seasons where you drop down.
Yeah, definitely. But that said, you would expect the younger lifters, so those out of the junior ranks, early 20s, even mid 20s, to still be continuing to improve if they've got a good structured training program in place. That's one of the biggest problems we see, particularly in Britain as well. Lifters try and peak for one competition, and then after that event just back off training, just have a bit of downtime. Well, actually that's the time you need to get back in the gym, start the next cycle, so that you can continue to progress.
Baginska coming out on 98 kilograms for her second attempt. This will take her from 4th up to 1st.
Very stable overhead, just had to take a second to control the bar. Bar was going backwards there. Good stability in the shoulders to rectify the problem. Quick discussion there, what weight should we take next? See here, sets herself. Takes a split second before standing up. Nice and easy.
Kozenko coming out for her second on 98. And by virtue of body weight, she'll go ahead of Baginska, being the lighter lifter.
I don't know if that's a smile or a grimace there. Solid lifting. 98 kilos, that was a sensible call by the Ukrainian officials. Puts her into the gold medal position. Obviously a few lifters still yet to come, but she's in with a good chance of securing a decent medal. Just jumped backwards, which is why the bar was in front, and that's why she had to run forwards to steady it.
She's worth a 105 at her best. So I'm sure we'll see 100 kilos plus here on her second attempt. Still waiting for Chernavska of Ukraine to enter into the fray. Still posting a 105. Magats coming out for her third and final at 99 kilograms. So 3 kilos more than she managed on her second attempt. And it will take her from third up to first.
Kemény vagy.
Well, that was a long, slow drag up her thighs. There was no real kick on the bar, no explosion. It was just very much one speed. The speed that the bar comes off the floor isn't really that important, but it's what happens as it passes the knees. There we can see not really much acceleration.
Well, the Hungarians will have more to cheer about in the super heavies. Peter Nagy is competing later on today there. He's one of the favourites in that category. Kozenko, or rather, sorry, Magat still sits in third. Let's not forget she is in a medal position, but Baginska, Kozenko, Chernavska all still have lifts. So Baginska coming out here, 101. This is a kilogram off of body weight.
Yeah, so rather than trying to secure the one medal higher in the snatch, she's actually trying to really get as close as she can to Chernavska of Ukraine, who is still yet to start.
Yes, spokojnie.
She's got it, full of confidence. She obviously knows.
That was her best lift yet, wasn't it, really? She just pinged out the bottom there.
Obviously knows what she's capable of. She'll be pleased with that. 3 out of 3. Can't ask for much more than that on a senior international stage.
Well, she was just ahead of the German last year overall. She finished 5th. Krantz finished 6th. She snatched 95 kilos. So a distinct improvement. Kozenko coming out for her third and final, 101. And by virtue of body weight, this will take her up into first place. She's hit it, she's happy.
Well, she had to sit very, very deep into that squat position. Only able to drive the bar so high, you've got to be so fast underneath the bar.
Well, that's her taking the lead there. We only have one lifter left to join this contest, Czerniawska, who still posting a 105. She might as well go to 102 now and just join in and get a good lift in.
Well, that would be the sensible call.
Here she comes. 113 kilograms of body weight. Very big woman. And on paper, the out-and-out favourite for this category. Extremely strong. Though her personal best in the snatch, her snatch is not as good as the clean and jerk. She's coming out at 105. Her PB is 106. So things are obviously going very well backstage. Her clean and jerk 141. Much better in that discipline.
You can only assume that she's done a lot more in training.
Surely, look at that.
Very comfortable. Very comfortable indeed. Didn't need to drop her starting weight to guarantee the gold. Was very confident in what she could do. If you look at we'll look at the slow-mo replay in a sec, but the foot positioning and the starting position was very, very wide. And remember I said earlier in the week, if you want to know what the correct starting position for the feet should be, then if you just put yourself in a position ready to jump as high as you possibly can, just before you jump, stop, have a look, see where your feet are, usually around shoulder width apart. That's the optimal position at the start.
Well, that sends her into the lead. Current standings at Czerniawska, the only athlete who still has any lifts left. 105 ahead of 101 with Kozenko, and Baginska also on 101, though the heavier athlete, she sits in third. So we just have 2 lifts left in this snatch competition. Normally you have 8 to 10 athletes in the A group, only 6 in the supers. Really quite a light turnout for European Championships. 1 in the B group, just 7 athletes in the entire category. So she is expected to come out here, I think, at 110, and that seems like a sensible jump. She's going to go above her personal best of 106 by 4 kilograms, but that last lift was just so easy. I think 110 should be pretty comfortable too.
Absolutely, I think we can assume that she's obviously snatched a lot more than 106 in training, so she's obviously lifting within her comfort zone to a certain extent, not really being pushed by anybody else in the competition. She's challenging herself all the way.
Yeah, she's doing well, going into personal best territory at 29, so blossoming late here in her career, which is great to see. She's obviously grabbed her chance post-Olympics when a lot of lifters relax, go away. The likes of the current European champion, Katrina, who's just taking a little hiatus from lifting. She's grabbed her chance, and she's well on her way here to the European title. 112 is what she's going for, and I think that's a sensible increase. She's got a really pretty safe one in there.
Well, 7 kilos up from her first attempt. This now should start to put her under some pressure. Very solid again, just taking that split second in the receiving position just to make sure she's got it under control, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, it shows what tremendously strong legs she has if she can just take that pause and then go up to guarantee a lift. And when you're really under pressure, you try and take the bounce at the bottom to help you fire up again. But it's not absolutely as easy to do.
Well, that's more essential on the clean, trying to use that bounce out. On the snatch, generally these girls will have legs strong enough to stand up with a lot more, because that's what they've got to do in the second half of the competition. So lifters can afford to take that split second at the bottom. On the clean, however, if you're lacking leg strength, you want to catch that bounce.
Sure, and of course Czerniawska has such a big difference between her snatch and her clean and jerk that leg strength is never going to be a problem in snatch. You do get some of the lifters who are just phenomenal snatchers, and they're within just 10%, maybe less even, of their clean and jerk when they're extremely technical lifters. Now 2 minutes is what she gets on the clock. 1:15 is what has been posted, and if she gets that 1:15, if she comes out for the final lift and nails that, then that would put her, well, goodness me, 14 kilograms ahead of her closest competitor going into the clean and jerk. You can't absolutely guarantee the gold around her neck at the end of this, but it certainly looks very likely right now. Let's see if she nails this. It would make it even more likely.
115 kilos, third and final attempt. There's two competitions going on here, one for the gold and one for the silver and bronze. Can she stand still? Nearly lost that out the back. Just sunk into that a little deeper than she'd like. We're going to see a smile.
Yeah, 115 kilograms. And I don't think she's wildly excited with that, even though on paper it is 9 kilograms better than her